Okay. Today's Christmas Day, December 25th, 2021. And we have here Joanna, Shisui, Claire, and Jai. And this is the teacher and three of the students in the first ever Ullman Dream Group class in high school, the first ever in the world. This is the first time anyone did this. It didn't happen at Harvard or Boston or Cambridge or Oxford or London or Paris, Beijing. No, it happened right here. What is it? Yunling is where you are?
Yunling, yes.
Yunling, it's happened in Yunling. And this is, I'm going to interview the teacher and the students. And let me start with Joanna. I wrote out a question to you. Let me just read it because I don't think I can say it right if I just say it naturally. To my knowledge, the Ullman Dream Group class you offered this semester in the high school where you teach down in the center of Taiwan is the first such class ever offered high school students anywhere in the world. And the first time any high school teacher would deem it of educational value to students for them to learn to make sense of their own and each other's dreams. As far as I know, this has never happened in the United States or anywhere in the Americas, Europe, Asia, or Australia. In a moment, Joanna will hear from the students, but for starters, could you tell us why you thought a course like this might benefit students and in what ways?
Yes, because I'm in dream group for a long time, I know the power of dream, and but our society doesn't take dream very, very top priority, and I think dream is very wise. Dream can see more than when we are in a waking life, and then so if I can, guide my student to use their own dream or see their own dream, I think they can see more about themselves, and they can see, what the dream want to tell them. And I think dream is very honest, and dream can show the trueness of ourselves and show who we really are. And then, we always think because we hear from outside world a lot of voice and standards, but we forget to see what we really want or what we really are from our inner self. So I think the dream can benefit students because they can see their real who they are, and then they can live out their truthness, and then they can dare to show who they are to the world and to make the world better. I think that's why I think that the course is very important to my students.
So what you're saying is that in the Dream Group class, the students get a chance to see who they are. And this is in a class, a closed class, just me and my classmates. And when you be who you are, even in a closed situation, then you have more confidence to go out into the world and be who you are. Is that what you're saying, Joanne?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that's a beautiful point. And I think these students are lucky because you're one of the best people in the Dream Group and one of the best leaders. And so they're lucky to have a teacher like you. Let me see if I had another question. Okay. I have another question. How did the course go? Were you satisfied with it? Is there any way you'd change it if the school ever offered you a chance to do this course again?
I just used Ullman Dream Group process. So I'll call a dreamer, and these students are very, very, very brave. They volunteer their dreams, and they offer more than once, and they are there to see who they are, and they are just expose themselves in the classroom. We are raining.
Okay. Raining down there?
Yeah, we have a heavy rain.
Oh, you're so
outside.
lucky. It's been so
Okay.
dry all year. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nice to see rain.
Yeah. So, do you hear the sound?
No, I don't. It's not raining
Okay.
here yet. Maybe I hope it comes up here.
Okay. So so the process, like other Ullman dream group, they can share. At first they share their dream, and then other classmates take the dream as their own dream and say their feelings. And I think the first stage is very important to other classmates because they got a chance to practice to express the feelings. I think the dreamer's dream benefit other classmates as well because they can take the dream as their own dream and to share their own feelings, to practice, to speak out. And then they take the dream to see the dream as a metaphors. They also benefit other classmates because they can got the chance to practice their imagination and then to try to associate the image with any aspects of the elements in the dream. So I think the whole process is very interesting. And then we'll return the dream to the dreamer to get the dreamer to respond to the dream. And then we move to the contest. And then in the final stage, we do the playback and the muscle of the dream group. And then they do very well in the playback. They can make sense of their dream.
Yeah. So Joanna, every one of your classes was a dream group?
Not in the end, because they are going to have an exam, the college exam. So in the end, I just let them I think the last two course, I let them to read the Dr. Ullman's article, how he thinks of the dream, the last two. And then I think we do the 10 dreams. Yeah, we have 10 dreams too. Yeah.
Well, what you've said is quite amazing because you mentioned that it gives students a chance to express feelings. And in school, I mean, I went through school, I was a science major, and all my courses, the professor said, this is science. Don't listen to your feelings, you know. This is about facts, as if feelings are not facts. But the truth of the matter is that the beginning of all of our understanding comes from our feelings, our sensations, our hunches, and then they rise up and then they turn into ideas. And so to start with just the ideas, like the science does, and not think of the feelings, it's like trying to plant a flower instead of planting the tree that gives rise to the flower. So it's true. And also the metaphorical thinking and the context, these I've been reading this amazing book. Hold on. I'm reading it for the second time, The Master and His Emissary. The Master and His Emissary, the divided brain in the making of the Western world. And it's interesting that our mind has two sides. And the left side today, because of the way we go to school, because of the way we work, because of business, because of everything we do, we're being pushed more and more to the left side, which is analytical and rational and has its own ideas. But the right side doesn't, the language is over here on the left side. The right side, it's not so much language as pictures that are metaphors. And so in your class, Joanna, what you're doing is you're allowing these students to go in the direction that people need to go in today, but education doesn't take them in the direction of the right brain with metaphors and feelings and context. The left brain doesn't consider context. Everything is a theory. My wife teaches in the social work and social policy department. And as soon as someone gets up to talk, people say, what theory are you using? The idea is you have to start out with a theory to do anything real, but that's not true, because it's only if you start out sort of naked without a theory, and if you look at each situation as unique and different, then you can come up with a better understanding of it. It's called reflective practice. And so these lucky students are getting a shot of the right hemisphere of their own brain. I just wanted to mention that. I think it's so beautiful what you said. Everything you said is true, you know.
Yeah, I think they got the talent, you know, for their metaphors and imagination, but very sadly, in the school system, we are not allowed them to, you know, to explore these parts, and instead we explore another parts, and that's, you know, doesn't allow us to grow in a way that make the world better. Yeah, I just want to add that.
It's true. It's really true what you say. I mean, it's so true. I'm glad you added that. And I want to say metaphorical thinking is not just imagination. It's a whole different way of thinking. It's when the first ideas come, and it's in the right brain that gets these ideas. The right brain sees things. It's connected with the world. It's connected with nature, the family, people, the body, feelings. And the right brain sees these things, and it doesn't know how to express them because there's no word, because the thing is new. And so it uses a metaphor. Oh, it's like a flower, but it can fly. So it's like a butterfly. If no one knew what a butterfly was, the right brain would say something like that. And so metaphorical thinking frees the mind to be more creative, more responsive, more efficient, and more effective in what it does. The students are lucky you gave them this class. Okay, anything else you want to say, Joanna, before I move over to the students?
I just want to say that I'll go, we will still have another dream course in the next semester. Yeah, we still have, yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. A different course than this one.
I think these students still can choose this one and another, because they can change the course in each semester. So maybe we have newcomers. Yeah.
If these students, these three good students, if they're interested, and if they want a chance to practice their English, and if they're interested, and if they want to continue working with dreams and watch other people, including you, work with dreams, they're invited to join our dream group, maybe after you finish next semester later on. Mm-hmm. And Joanna, you have the information, you can tell them.
Yeah,
sure. Have to email me and And the best people in the group are people that were students in a dream group class, and they come in, and they come into the group. And now let me turn to the students, okay?
Yes, sure.
Let me just read. I'll read my question because I don't think I could say it right. I just wrote it. I'm a writer, but I live in Taiwan, and I don't speak English to people for a long time, so my English is mostly written now. This is for the three of you, Claire, Jai, and Shisui. From the stories, now, if you don't understand, tell me, and then Joanna will translate, okay? From the stories that undergraduates have been telling me in the Ullman Dream Group course I've been offering at National Chinan University, Chinan Dashui, for upwards to 2 decades now, it's pretty obvious to me that the idea of a broad liberal education has nothing to do with anything going on in Taiwan schools. A broad liberal education means you learn a little bit about everything you're interested in. It's to develop you as a person. Taiwanese are very practical people, and the educational system here reflects that. From the first grade all the way through the last year of college, it's strictly utilitarian and essentially what we'd call in America vocational training. Increasingly, schools in America are the same. So schools in America are trying to copy the way the schools are here. They're very impressed with the grades that Taiwanese students have with mathematics and certain things. So they want to copy, they want to become like this. The whole world is going in this direction. So what I'd like to ask the three of you, the first question is this course you're taking is a elective course. You didn't have to take it. It's not required, but you signed up for it. Why? 为什么？为什么你们要
选这门课？
Right. Thank you. Thank you. To try in English. If you can't do English, use Chinese, you know. We can do it in different languages. But if you, in Taiwan, it's rare to get a chance to practice English. And it's rare, you know, you just have to pay someone. And this is free. Anyway, who wants to go first?
10岁你先好了。Yeah.
That's because you're lined up that way in the screen.
我讲中文。
Okay, 中文。Okay.
因为我从小就很喜欢，很对梦很有兴趣。小时候就发现自己可以记得很多梦，然后发现有这个课程之后，我就超兴奋的，所以就马上加入了。
Because she is very she was very interested in dreams since she was little, so she is very excited when she can learn from dreams. So she immediately signed up the course. Yeah.
Shishwai, what do you want to do when you get out of school? What do you want to study? Where do you want to go?
Psychology.
College? And what
Psychology.
do you want to,
Psychology.
Oh, psychology. What is that? 心理学?
对。
Okay, wow. Well, it's nice to have you here, you know. This is, you know, all the main psychological theories like Freud and Jung, they all came from dreams. All those ideas, they came from dreams.
I have a book called The Interpretation of Dreams
by Sigmund Freud. Yes. I hate to tell you, but that book is mostly wrong, you know, because is Joanna's class, is it different than that book? 这个课跟这个书不一样吗? Is the book and the course different in any way? Did you notice?
不太一样。我知道，弗洛伊德这个心理学家，他有一些理论是错的。
Yeah, she mentioned that Freud, some theory about dream is not quite right. So she know that because I actually mentioned Freud, and then I just compare Freud with our Ullman dream group process, and I think just mention some not the idea is not too confined to limit. So I just told them in the course, so they sense that.
Freud's idea was that the dream is trying to hide the truth. And so it makes all these it hides behind these strange images. Whereas the Montague Ullman's idea, what we use in this process, is that the dream is trying to say the truth, but it's saying it in the only way it can, which is with metaphors. And so the dream is true. That's the difference, basically. So I hope you buy another book if you're going into psychology. And I'm glad to meet you. Okay, so anything else you want to say, Shui?
No.
And who's next? I guess Jai.
嘉怡，换你啦。
Jai, 换你了。I'll learn Chinese. If you don't learn English, I'll learn Chinese, okay? I don't mind looking stupid. I know I pronounce it wrong.
对，我 一直都对那种占星啊、星座，然后梦境这种东西，我都很感兴趣。所以看到有这门课的时候，我就觉得很好奇，不知道就是会上什么，所以我就填了这门课。
Yeah, she's always interested in dreams. Also, she mentioned she's interested in her star sign, like how do you know
astrology?
I think it's I don't know how to say in English. Wait a minute. Sorry, it's my computer is so slow. So I think it's because star signs like I'm born in a March, March, and then I'm Gemini or
I'm Gemini.
May. I'm born in May. Sorry, I'm Gemini and
I'm Gemini too.
Okay, all right. Yeah, like this. Yeah.
And anything else she said?
No, I think that's she just mentioned she like this kind of things, and she decided to join the course.
And Claire, what do you want to do when you graduate?
你毕业后想要做什么？Jai or Claire?
Oh, Jai. I'm sorry because they're mixed up here. They're together. Jai, what would you like to do when you graduate?
资工系。
资工吗？
对。
Computer what? Do you know the English?
Computer science?
About computer, I don't know. Softwares, I think
it's software.
Yeah, it's about software, like this.
Well, the benefit of dreams for someone like you would think, oh, I'm going to be in technology and everything, so dreams are not important to me. But Google, the man who founded Google and invented the search engine, his idea came to him in a dream. And I mean, now he's a billionaire. And so it really pays if you're in that field to listen to your dreams, because often the waking mind or the left brain, it has its ideas and it's like closed in a box with its ideas, what it's been taught, what it knows. But the right brain is not like that at all. It sees new things and boom, it makes a dream to try to tell. So if you pay attention to your dreams, they'll help you out, even in computers, maybe especially in computers. And now we've got the Claire, right?
对，就是我一开始其实是误打误撞，我不知道我选到这门课，然后后来第一堂课我就发现是要分享自己的梦境，然后我平常就很常跟朋友分享，而且我觉得我自己做的梦都非常的有趣，所以我很期待跟大家分享，之后就留在这堂课。
She say she chose this course by coincidence. She doesn't mean to join the course, but in her daily life, she like to share her own dream to her friends. And 你刚刚说你喜欢分享梦，还有什么？
什么？
你喜欢分享？你喜欢跟朋友分享梦，还有什么？
就是还有我觉得我自己做的梦很有趣，就是想要跟这堂课的人分享。
Okay, and she also mentioned her own dream is very interesting, so she like to share her own dream in the class. So she chose to stay here. That's it.
You know, it's funny. People from the beginning of time, when people were living in caves around a campfire, one thing they probably talked about in the morning was the dreams they had, the strange dreams. And people like to share dreams. It's natural. It's perfectly natural. The second thing I'd like to ask is, I'd like to ask what each of you learned in this course, whether you think you got anything valuable from it that you can use in other courses in your life after you went to society. In other words, what did you learn in this course that matters to you? And I guess we go back to
10岁. Yeah.
You can say it a little bit English if you want, or you can just say it in Chinese again. You choose.
用中文好了。
That's okay.
我在加入这堂课之前的时候，我就会也是跟同学朋友分享我自己的梦，然后也会试着想要解答，就是为什么会梦到这样，梦到这样代表什么，我的心理状态发生了什么事。然后加入之后就发现就是发现可以找到比我平常可以找到更多的线索，然后去探索我的梦。
还有吗？
没有。
Okay. She mentioned she like to share her own dream to her friends, and sometimes before the class, before she joined the course, she like to interpret the dream by her own self, and then after joining the course, she know the process. She can appreciate the dream. So so she know how to find the meanings or from the meaning of the metaphors. So she gains more to know how to appreciate her own dream from the course.
Just wait, are you going to go to, do you want to go to study in Taiwan or somewhere in America or Europe? Where do you want to, what college do you want to go to?
还不知道。
Not yeah, doesn't know.
Well, I just want to say, a person like you who wants to go into psychology and who knows how to make sense of dreams, I think you might, do you think, Joanna, she would be good in our dream group class, course, or dream group, online dream group?
什么意思？
Sorry, Bill, could you say it again?
I wonder if do you think she would fit into our online dream group?
10岁吗？10岁吗？You mean the 10岁 join our online?
Yeah, because she's interested in psychology, and she says she figures out dreams. And this class, no matter if you go to the best university in America or in England or Germany, the very best schools anywhere in the world, you can't get this. But in our dream group, the one where Joanna is in, you can get this. And by the time you start psychology, if you have this under your belt, and also if you speak a little bit of English, it really helps in the university. This will help you, you know. And someone like you who knows a bit about making sense of dreams already, just naturally, you'd be very valuable anyway. So you're invited if you ever want to come. Do you need to
对就是你因为我们现在有一个 online dream group，就是我的老师 Bill 他自己办的，免费。那我们都是讲英文啦。如果说你一直对梦很有兴趣的话，那就是欢迎你可以就是可能就是学习过后啊，你还想在大学的时候，那你如果还想要就是加入，就是对梦想要再探索的话，你也可以再加入这样子，看你
My pleasure.
If you ever want to come, just send me an email, okay? And I guess next is, do you want to say anything else, Shuswei?
没有，
Okay.
暂时没有。
And so I guess Jai.
就是在加入这门课之前，就是我没有想过梦境可以就是传达这么多讯息，就一直都觉得就是梦就只是一个故事，但是没有想过它里面会有那么多意涵。然后就是上了这门课，感觉有更了解自己。
等一下哦。Okay, she mentioned that before she joined the course, she used to think dream just convey some stories or just a story or something. Because she doesn't understand. And then after the dream group, she realized that dream can express lots of information that she never thought about. And after the course, she thinks that she understands herself more. herself, her true self more. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, good. And I guess Claire, finally.
就是我一开始不知道梦背后有这么多含义，我会觉得之前就是做一个梦就没有再深入的去想它。之后上了这门课之后就是很多人都帮我们一起想那些隐喻，有可能有些是我们没有想到的，所以就帮助我们更了解那个梦境。
Okay. Okay. Before she joined the course, when she has a dream, she doesn't think much about the dream. She just think, oh, it's a dream. And then at the course, she realized the dream conveyed a lot of messages. And then she mentioned that in the course, everyone can do the metaphors. And so the other classmates provide lots of ideas about the metaphor. So it makes, it give her more ideas about what the dream means. Yeah.
Okay, let me see, what's the next question? Oh. Okay, so this is maybe the most important question. This is about the dream that you worked with yourself and found the meaning of. Is there anything you might care to tell us about the dream you made sense of in the course? Now, some of you, Joanna said, worked with several dreams. So I guess the one that was most important, and whether you feel knowing this would make any difference in your life, in your work, or in other high school courses you're taking. In other words, what you learned from a dream. If you tell us something about the dream or the mystery of the dream and the way you figured it out, anything you want to say, anything that's private, just don't tell us. But if there's anything interesting you want to say, I think other people might be interested in hearing it, because it would show people in different parts of the world how smart you are and how good you are to be able to figure this out from a dream with the group process. And we start with Shisui.
你有懂吗？
不太懂。
哦，就是你不是有分享过梦嘛？那你觉得分享过梦，然后又可以就是找出它的意义，就是对你生命，就是生活中有什么不一样的改变？然后或者是你想讲任何你在分享梦的过程中的想法这样。
我觉得现阶段的我在检视这些梦，就是最主要目的就是解决一些生活中隐藏中的压力或困难。但是我印象最深刻的就是那个梦到买早餐的梦，然后就是牵扯了很多的数字，然后经过这读梦团体，然后我就发现其实我在生活中有很大的金钱压力，就是我对于管理我的零用钱就是不太擅长，然后所以我就试着开始学习怎么理财这样子。
She mentioned that she shared one dream is about her about a lot of money issue, allowance. Okay, she could you 你可以大概讲一下剧情是什么吗？
剧情就是我去买早餐，然后老板想要算我优惠一点，但是我就在犹豫。
Okay, I think the dream is about in the dream she wants to buy a breakfast, and then the owner of the breakfast shop want to give her some discounts. And then from the dream, she realized that he got a big issue about her money, because sometimes she will spend more than she want to spend. So from the dream, she know how to manage her own money instead of just want to buy something that she she want to buy or something. I don't know. What do you say? Like this. Yeah. So I think she mentioned that now today the purpose, the dream, she can to reflect on her own life. Yeah. That's it.
So the dream taught her to be more careful with what she's spending and not just.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it reminded her. So let me see, who's next? Jai is. Jai, do you want to say anything about what you learned from a dream or how it affected you at all?
就是我一直以来都是那种不会去跟别人说我心里的话，然后遇到事情我会逃避，而且是蛮严重的那种逃避。然后但是上了这门课，我就会就是发现自己逃避了哪些事情，然后也就是跟大家说了很多一些从来没有跟别人说过的话，然后就是会觉得很轻松，就是讲了很多藏在心里很久的话，然后也就是看到自己很多问题。
Okay. Okay. She mentioned that she seldom share what she wants to other people, her own voice. And when she encounters some difficulties or some problems, she like to escape from these issues or to avoid this issue, to hide, to avoid to see the problem. And then from the course, the dream lead her to see the issues she tried to avoid, and then to share a lot of her own thoughts to the classmates. And then she feel very relieved when she can share this kind of inner voice to other people. Yeah. 还有什么我没有讲到吗？ Like this.
Well, that's very interesting. In other words, she got to express herself in the dream group class in a way that she hadn't been expressing herself before. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's it.
Interesting. That's very interesting. And Jai, do you want to say anything more? Yeah, okay. Claire.
就是在读这个梦之前，可能我原本是很在意别人的想法，我就不会把自己真的想法讲出来。之后，因为那堂课大家其实都不太熟，所以我就可以把自己梦到的事情讲出来，再把我生活中的事情讲出来，就会发现哦，原来我是这么想的。之后就在现实生活中就比较不会去迎合他人的想法。
Okay. Before she reads her own dreams, and she's very care about what other people think of her, and okay. And then in the course, because we are all from different class, so they are not very familiar with each other. So Claire is there to say more about herself because we don't know very each other so much. And then when she got the chance to say what she really think of herself, and then she after the course she know that she can express herself. She can show her true self rather than hide the real thoughts of her own. So she can, in the real life, she can not just to follow other people's thoughts or try to meet other people's needs. She can to say what she really want to say, not just hide her own ideas. That's it.
That sounds to me like a very important thing. Does that matter to you, Claire? Is that important to you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it sounds very important to be able to express yourself and not hide your opinion. You know, it's you don't get a chance. I don't know if I learned that until very late in life. Okay, let me see. Okay, here's one more question. Well, this is the last question for the students, unless you want to say anything more. Were you moved by anything some other student found out from their dream in their class?
你们听得懂吗？could you Bill, could you say that again?
In the class, how many people were in this class?
22, I think so.
There are 22 people in the class, and would you talked about what you found out from your own dream? Did you learn anything from anybody else's dream?
你有没有从别人分享梦的过程中，你有学到？你在听别人的梦的时候，你有没有觉得你有学到一些东西呀？
我发现一件很有趣的事情，就是因为我们都是学测生，然后就是压力差不多都是那些人际啊，或者是跟父母之间的关系，或者是课业上的烦恼，然后这些竟然就会以不同的方式呈现在不同人的梦里面。对，我觉得这是很有趣的事情。
Yeah, I think she mentioned something very interesting is that because they are going to have college entrance examination, so each of the students, they all encounter the same issues, some like the school work pressure and some interpersonal relationships or the pressure from their parents. And they all show in the dream, but in different ways. And Shui finds it very interesting. They encounter some similar issues in their life. They can echo each other.
In other words, you're saying that you discovered that other people are like you in some ways. Is that what you're saying?
就是我们会有一样的烦恼跟忧虑，但是在梦里面可能就是呈现在梦里面会是不一样的，每个人做的梦会不一样。
Yeah, she mentioned that we face some like very similar issues, and in the dream, different people dream different elements, different metaphor, but actually the metaphor turned out to be the same issue. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Do you want to say anything more, or should we go to Jai? 你要说多一点吗？ No? Okay. Jai?
就是从大的梦境，就是解读出来的东西，就会有时候会有一些共鸣的点，然后就会觉得很就是感同身受。
Yeah. From other people's dream, they can resonate with other people's dream, and then from other people's dream, they can identify with other people's feelings and thoughts. And because they are all students, so they can understand each other more.
This is important to understand your fellow classmates. I remember sitting through statistics courses or science courses where I didn't know anybody in the classroom, nobody. I never got to meet anybody. But in a dream course like this, what you took, you get to know an awful lot about people. And sometimes you make friends and you get to know people. It's important to know other people. It's almost as important as anything they teach you to really appreciate people. You want to say, 你要说多一点吗? You want to say anything more? No. And so finally, Claire.
就是你会在读梦之前，你会不知道其他人也有这些烦恼，就是可能看起来他很会交朋友，但是他也有自己的烦恼啊。有些烦恼跟你一样，你就会觉得哦，原来他们就是会突然变得很亲近吧，就是很想跟他聊这些。对。 就这样。
Okay. Before she appreciate dreams, she maybe she think other people make lots of friends or they look very different from her. But after she got a chance to read other people's dreams, she find out actually that people has the same issue like her. So she got very, she think that people become very approachable, she want to get close to the person. So she got lots of topics she can want to get the person get to know that person more. So even though that person looks very different from her, but actually they get the same issue. So she would like to make friends with that person.
Yeah, I think this is so important. You know, we look around, we see other people, they look different than we are on the surface. They seem like they have so much that we don't have. But when we see the inside of the people, we see that they're actually very much like us and we could be friends with them. We could approach, I think that's a very important thing to learn. Claire, do you think that's important to learn for you in high school?
你是说很重要吗？
对啊，就是这件事情就是你觉得它很重，就是你知道这件事情，你觉得对你而言
很重要。
讲英文啦，很重要。It's very important.
Okay, now that's all I have to say. Does anyone want to say anything else? I have some questions for everyone then.
有没有人想要分享更多呢？在他想要说下一个问题。
Is there anything I forgot? Okay, so here's the question for everyone. Two questions. And I think in a way this is important because your school offers the only dream group class where students can figure out how to understand their own dreams and see into the mind of other students like that in the world. It's the only one. So my question is this an interesting or important class to have in high school? Why should it matter that high school students learn this sort of thing? Why? 为什么这个课重要? Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes.
我先。
Okay, yeah.
Right, you first.
我觉得这个对我来说当然是非常重要，因为我本身就很有兴趣，然后也从中得到一些反馈。然后我觉得大家应该也可以尝试，当然不能强迫他们，因为有些人就是没有兴趣，或者是他们记不起自己的梦，那没关系。可是我觉得可以多多推广，然后让大家都体验看看读梦这种经验，然后挖掘更深处的自己。
Okay. Shishui mentioned that the course is very, very important to her and to other classmates as well. And because she's not only interested in the course, but also she got the feedback, the orchestration from other students. And she mentioned that even some students look okay, they didn't feel interested in the course, but she thinks we cannot to force these students, but she encouraged this classmate to get the chance to share their own dreams and to get a chance to explore themselves more. So she kind of think that we can promote this kind of course more to other classmates.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And the next person is, I guess, Jai.
我觉得这门课就是很重要，就是因为像我这种就是会一直逃避很多事情的，就只能就是在梦境中可以看到自己逃避的那些事情，就是因为就只是去逃避的话，那些事情其实完全不会改变，然后还是藏在心里，然后就可能自己的心理压力也会越来越大，然后就是读懂了梦境之后，可以就是更清楚知道自己的想法，然后压力的来源，才能去更好的解决它。
OK， 更清楚知道而已。Okay, before she joined the course, she used to avoid some, her own personal issues. But after joining the course, she finds that the course is very important because the dream show the issues she tried to avoid, and she can and then she can clearly note why she want to avoid and how this kind of pressures comes from. And after she has a chance to appreciate her own dream, she can face this issue and try to solve it. Yeah.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Want to say anything more?
你要讲多一点吗？没有。
So finally, the last one is Claire.
好，就是我觉得这门课很重要，因为我们学校其实没有太多像这种课程可以分享你的心情。通常辅导课都被拿去讲我们的升学的东西，我们就没有管道可以抒压。然后这门课就是可以让你讲出你心里的事情，然后很多人来帮你解决，最后还会给你鼓励的话，真的很励志。所以这门课很重要。
Okay. Claire said this course is very important to her because she got an opportunity to share her own ideas and express her own her inner feelings. And because actually we got a counseling course at our school, like to kind of counseling class, but actually this course is to take it to introduce to students how to get a university, how to prepare the exam, to how to introduce yourself to the professors. And then she got no chance to share their own ideas, but in the dream group class she can share the dream and share her own feelings and her inner ideas and inner thoughts. And then she also can get the feedback, the orchestration from other classmates. And she got lots of encouragement. And then she can, from these very inspiring words, she can to get own power to her own life. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Each of you said something important. Does anyone, let me see, anyone want to say anything more? Yao Shuo Dor Itianma? Does anybody would like to say something that I forgot or I left out? Well, I think what you've shared is really important because, I talk about this, how it's important, and Joanna talks about how it's important, but we're the people, like the teacher type people. And what the students say is what matters the most. That's what really matters. And so I'm so grateful to you three for coming here. And what you say will be heard by the world. A lot of the people in Africa and Europe and America can't speak Chinese, but Joanna translated and they can speak English. So your ideas will get out. Now, before we end, could you, each of you just take off your mask and say hello? Because someday you're going to be old like me, and then you can see how beautiful you were when you were young. Just say hello and show people who you are. Just a second. Say hello.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, there we have. There's Claire, Shishui, and Jai. Okay? And Joanna, would you like to say anything at the end or ask any questions or anything?
No, I just think these students, they have very talent for dreams, and so happy to know them. That's it. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to know them too. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Bill. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.